Hey, thanks for watching the vlog, and I appreciate you actually tuning in. And so every week, we have some that are blogs and some that are vlogs, and this is one of the vlogs. And so I really appreciate you tuning in to BillyEphardt.com and checking out what we're doing. So today I have some questions with me that are actually from those that have written in, actually quite a few. And so if you have questions regarding real estate or business or any of the other topics of finance and investing that we teach on, as well as leadership, and you have questions, make sure you send those in to us, and you can do that either through the blog itself or through BillyEphardt.com, and we'll be glad to take some of those questions and address them. Today we're going to talk about some questions we have for real estate, and we have quite a few. And I also want to mention to you that if you like what we have to say, make sure you push like. And also, when this is over, if you really feel strong about it, make sure you help us by pushing share and sharing the vlog out. So just to let you know that. So today the first question we have is from Helen. And she says, I own rentals near a military site that have been very beneficial to me for a couple of reasons. She says, first, the military has a website for personnel to find housing where they're stationed. Only military personnel are able to access the site, and it's free to the landlord. And then second, military make great renters. People in the military make great renters. In their application, I require the contact for their first sergeant. They're never late on rent because if a landlord calls it, it is an automatic finance school that they have to go to on the weekends, and none of them want to give up their weekend for that. So would you see this as a fair substitute for a background check? And the answer is absolutely. I mean, there's no question that this is actually better than a background check, because you almost have a guarantee of collecting rent, and if for some reason they are late, you have an automatic recourse, which of course they're in the military. So let me just say this for most people. Number one, you want to remember that you do get background checks, and so that just simply means, and this is how that starts. When someone fills out a rental application, you want to make sure that you're finding out what their credit score is. And even if someone has a low credit score, it doesn't always mean you automatically wouldn't rent to them. It means, number one, you want to check out why it's low. And if it had to do with something around their housing, or even something in how they manage their, say, consumer debt or credit card debt, you probably need to slow down a little bit. But sometimes people have a low credit score because of medical bills and other things that have occurred. So you want to make sure you look into their background. And another really good way to check is to ask them for their last 3 utility bills. Just when someone comes to apply, ask them if they could bring a copy of where they paid their last 3 utility bills. You say, what does that do? Well, typically people who pay their utilities on time typically will pay their rent on time. And so it's just one of those kind of nuances, kind of one of the little secrets. And then the other thing you want to make sure you do, and some of you have heard me teach on the series. In fact, I've got quite a few questions here from those that have actually asked questions once they've listened to the real estate program that we have. And so the other thing is that once you do the credit check, you can also get a criminal check done as well, just to make sure. And the reason that I like criminal checks is because once you do the credit check, the criminal check, because one of the things that you need to watch out for in this day and age is people trying to use your house or property to make methamphetamine. Sometimes there can just actually be drug outposts, and I've seen this happen in middle to upper class properties. So it's not just in low class properties where you have a drug problem. So one of the things that I encourage you to do is make sure you do the background check, those two, and then remember, one of the secrets is to go see where that person lives now. So if someone's coming from out of state, one of the things that you want to do is ask for a reference from their landlord and call that landlord and find out. If they're living in the area and they're looking to change, I would call the landlord, as well as I want to go see where they live. People say, well, how do you do that? I actually take, if they've inquired, I come over and either take an application. If they've already filled it out, I take the lease for them to sign and actually knock on their door without them knowing that I'm coming. And I do that because I want to see how the house is kept, and I always smell, I listen, and I look in order to be able to make sure that that I'm getting an authentic reading on exactly how they are. So one of the things that I want to mention to you is if you're renting property, if you do these three things, which is the credit check, the criminal check, and go see where they live, call their landlord as a reference. Those things always will keep you out of trouble. It's when you don't take the time to go through those processes. So this military question is a great question, and I encourage you to make sure that you have those three things in place. So listen, if you like this, please hit like, and if you want to share it, please share it so other people can hear the answers. Thanks, and we'll see you on another vlog.